Greetings, my friends. My name is Mark Hoverson. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am on live with the Rippln CEO, founder, and thought leader, Brian Underwood. Brian, can you hear us okay?
I can. Can you hear me okay, Mark?
I can hear you. So, what we want to do, Brian had a really great idea to do a video series to hone in on several of the different niches that are all hybriding into Rippln and kind of causing the viral sensation. So I want to ask you a couple questions, and these are a little bit off the cuff, but I want to capture your heart and I want to capture your mind and your thoughts on some things. So, first question, Brian, is Rippln is causing behind the scenes probably dozens of us. We're putting in 12, 18-hour days consecutively back to back to back after the live Dallas event. You were in Dallas for how many weeks straight? Two or
3 straight weeks.
3 straight weeks, and we'd be doing masterminds at 2 a.m. in the morning, talking about strategies and this and that and the other thing. And the growth was far exceeding anything we thought was going to happen out of the gate. So my question for you, Brian, is what is fueling you personally to put this kind of commitment of time and energy and resources into this idea that is Rippln? Like, what is fueling this kind? Like, I just think it's a marvel for me because we're literally, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. We've worked all day and we're still talking about, the next day. What do you think is behind this? What's causing
Well,
this?
well, no, it's a great question, Mark. And first of all, it's great to be online with everyone that is watching this video. And like you said, is I think what's causing it. It's not just been the last 3 weeks. I think it's very important for everyone that's listening in to understand. This has been about a year process,
Mhm.
and the exciting thing is to be able to see something come to life that there's been a lot of time, energy, and mind share on over the last 12 months. And when we did get together in Dallas, we started with about 1,200 people. And I believe that those 1,200 people felt the heartbeat and the spirit of not only what we were doing, but I think the most important thing to really illustrate to people, Mark, is why we are doing it. And the reason why we're doing it is because we do want to go into a blue ocean. We want to transcend the marketplace. And that's so important in today's environment because I believe so many people out there are looking for, something that's fresh, something that's exciting, but something that can also leave a lasting impact. And, I believe the only way to do that is to not only transcend, but to, create something that hasn't been done. And we believe the ripple effect and giving people transparency on their ripple value or give them transparency on their value for social sharing or incentivized sharing of whether it's apps, products, whatever it might be in the market, helps them understand the influence that they've had on a lot of other companies that they've driven through the years. And
Mm-hmm.
so, it's really a combination of pulling not only a lot of concepts and strategies and technology together, but also some incredible people. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that over the last 15 days, it's been amazing to see, the people speaking. This isn't about Brian Underwood or any one person. The ripple, I believe, is the people's voice, and that's why it's gone viral the way that it has. And I know that there's a lot of people out there looking and anticipating more and more information as we're rolling out. And we were able to in 5 days, cross over 100,000 people that had joined the Ripple. And then 10 days later, we're well over 300,000. So, as a company and as, some incredible team behind the scenes, we felt an incredible amount of responsibility for the people that are counting on this platform to really be everything that they hope for. And so that's what keeps us up late at night. And that's what makes us, go those long hours.
I like it. So, what would be your insight if you were to say there was two major reasons for the viral sensation? Because, the growth of having 300,000 accounts that fast you know, is literally sensational. What do you think are two of the main reasons that Rippln has done what it has done so far?
Well, I think the number one reason is really the conversation of what we're doing. I believe that a lot of people can resonate with the fact that they want transparency.
Mm-hmm.
The consumers are becoming more educated today, or more aware of their influence and their impact on the market. I mean, you'd have to probably be um, not aware, or not engaged if you didn't realize that the reason why some of the biggest companies on the planet have grown as fast as they have is because they were able to tap into your social graph, or
Mm-hmm.
your influence, the contacts that you have on your mobile phone, connecting with people that you know on Facebook. So I think that number one, the conversation is a conversation whose time has come.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a look at Silicon Valley, for instance, and take a look at a lot of the periodicals or the news references that come from there, they've all been talking about whoever can figure out this strategy of monetizing social graph, but also the social graph that's driven by people,
Right.
are going to win big. And I believe that we've been able to bring a lot of our assets that we've developed over 20 years in intellectual property and put that into an environment that is conducive to connecting and engaging today. So,
Yeah.
number one, I think it's the conversation. Number two, I think it's the strategy. When I say strategy, it's utilizing things such as gamification, which gamification is really the science of having fun, but engaging people to create experiences and engagement and conversion.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had and I think the third, biggest component is we have literally a lot of really good people that all came together to help forge this platform and to forge this movement. And that's what it's really become at this stage. It's become a movement. And, the exciting news is it's funny to see all the skeptics and the critics showing up, trying to figure out, what it is that we're doing, or trying to, analyze the people behind it and what our intentions are. But the exciting news is that, they haven't been able to stop it. It's
Right.
because I truly believe that it's bigger than any one person.
Yeah. Well, just the conversation, it's a cliche term that your net worth is your net work. And the current, not the conversation is changing, but the current reality is that tech companies realize that my social graph is worth a lot of money, and they are currently reaping that. So our conversation is to, for the first time literally in history, to be able to truly display transparently the net worth of a person's network. And it is a bigger conversation. I mean, I believe it could become a historic kind of conversation, which leads us to the video series that we're going to be releasing over the next couple weeks, and we're going to drill into specific areas. And I'd like you to just make a comment on a couple different interviews that we're going to go into. One is mobile engagement. When you hear mobile engagement, what do you know about mobile engagement that the rest of the world maybe should know? Because you've generated millions of dollars in that space. What's something the people, all of us really, can learn about mobile engagement, and why it's so key with Rippln?
Well, I think that number one, I think that the majority of the public do know about mobile engagement. That is because they're engaging in their mobile phone every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It really became evident to me over 3 years ago. I was sitting in the heart of Times Square looking at the billions of dollars of advertising that was being spent all around me.
Mm-hmm.
Heart of Times Square, advertising capital of the world, but nobody's eyes were up on the billboards. They were all looking at their mobile phones.
Right.
And so, this is something that we as a society, as a consumer base, that we have been a part of this transition. It's not, is it going to happen? It's
Right.
happening, and all of us are participating in it. The question that you have to really ask is, how can we monetize it?
Right.
As a consumer, because we're a consumer marketplace. And so, what we have seen over the last 3.5 years is not only people engaging in their mobile phones
Mm-hmm.
from, a personal aspect or from an entertainment aspect, but we also saw some of the biggest companies in the United States Fortune 500, Global 2000 companies utilizing mobile engagement to engage their consumers on a personal basis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whatever it is that, any company's doing or any person's doing, if you want to connect and drive that audience, or you want to interact and collaborate with that audience, all of that has gone mobile. And mobile today isn't just your mobile phone. It's not just the 4 or 5 inches of real estate that's in your pocket. It's also, the mobile tablets, for instance. So, mobile engagement is a key factor. Everything has to be able to give people the ability to use Twitch marketing, meaning in the cracks and crevices of the day, utilizing that 5 inches of real estate and their thumbs to do the work.
Yeah, and mobile, Google is changing all their algorithms because so much search now is going on mobile, where if websites are not mobile optimized, Google is giving them less rank in the searching because so much search is now becoming mobile. So it's not, I don't believe it's a fad. I believe it's everything is heading mobile, and we're going to talk deep on that in an upcoming interview. Another comment is on the concept of platform. With Rippln, is it just an app deal? Is it just a, game? Is it what? Speak for a moment, and we're going to interview one of our leaders in the days ahead on platform. But what's a word or two that you would say is really key to start understanding on what Rippln is as a platform?
No, that's a great question, and I think that as we continue with this rollout process, people are going to become more and more educated on who we are and who we are not.
Right.
And the reality of it is that what apps are an interface for us to engage, to make life easier or more simple for us, or we're utilizing them for games, communication, or productivity.
Right.
And so what Rippln truly is truly a platform. And that platform is about connecting people quicker and easier than ever before through strategies like mobile engagement, through strategies like gamification, through different aspects of our platform. What we're wanting to do is give people the ability to communicate with the people they were connected with and social share, whether it is an app or whether it is a hard good or whether it is even a simple concept, but to be able to track that share and see the ripple effect that it has as it spreads throughout that community.
Nice.
So it's not just an app. I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's the Rippln app. Will we have an app interface and a mobile interface? Yes, absolutely. But it's more of a platform. And if you really look at, some of the biggest companies in the world today that have the most influence or have the most ability, it's not a single product that they have. Their value is in their platform. Their value is in their people. And so our company is about being of the people, for the people, and by the people.
Exactly. So I think the last question regarding connecting is a good subject that, again, part of the video series is going to drill into. But is the global marketplace. And why is the global marketplace relevant in the Rippln conversation? And what's a thought or two on why our mind should start really magnetizing to understand the global marketplace versus just the American marketplace?
Well, that's a great question, Mark. And I think that, a lot of people get so tunnel vision on where they're at. They forget to realize that, we're all just a small piece of the whole. And what I mean by whole is the entire world is we are one world more than ever before. And what we want to do, and I really believe that we're becoming more and more of a one voice community around the world. But technology has allowed us to connect with people around the world quicker and easier than ever before. And not only connect, but truly communicate, to where technology has given us the ability to transcend all language barriers as well. And so I'll give you an illustration. When you talk about playing a game, and that's one of our taglines, is the game is always on, and the game of life is truly a team sport.
Right.
And your team doesn't have any boundaries, but the playing field is also very, very big. And so, when you have people that are able to, invite someone into the Ripple and, Nebraska or North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
for instance. It's amazing because that person in North Dakota might have a friend in Australia who has a friend in China.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to truly do is create this platform to go around the world and allow people to see that, the playing field is one playing field. It's one game, and the game is always on. And so what that means for all of us from a business standpoint or a business community is that that the numbers get a lot bigger when you look at the boundaries where you really don't have any. And I think that, we've illustrated that by tapping into, over 200 countries, really every continent in the world, just through this, pre-release or this buzz phase that we're in, just creating buzz, about our mission and our vision of what we're doing.
And I think that is the perfect capstone for the last question before we go and release the rest of the video series is, so we're in this buzz phase, and buzz is, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of movement. What would you say is why we're doing this video series? Maybe that there's so much buzz that what are people missing in terms of seeing the vision yet? And it's been deliberate. We haven't unpacked the full understanding where people are dialed in and they go, okay, I totally understand the platform concept. I totally understand the mobile engagement concept. I totally understand gamification. What in buzz, like our next level as the Ripple matures and begins to really become an entity, what does the next phase look like from buzz? Because buzz kind of has chaos involved, right? Everybody's like, well, what is it? Nobody knows, and but everybody loves it because the conversation's so big and the idea is so big. But what does the next phase look like for us?
I believe that the next phase would be really the entire message going public. So it would go from buzz to really I would say maybe a preview stage, or if you take a look at Hollywood, for instance, and they do these premieres, right, where before the premiere, no one's seen the full movie, but everyone sees the trailer. The executive producer, the directors, the owners of the film, they play the trailers maybe for 8 or 9 months, for instance, with Iron Man 4. But no one knows what the entire script is. They don't know the movie, but they have a glimpse that it's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun. And it really creates this buzz around the globe and the market to where people want to show up to the theater to get in. But before they ever even allow the audience, the general public, into the theater, they start with the premiere, right? And the premiere is hand-selected group of people that start getting the message, and the message starts going public before they open the doors. And that's really where we're at, is this inner circle community that we've developed through this buzz phase, which our goal over 6 to 8 weeks was literally 100,000 people. We eclipsed that in 5 days. But now it's starting to, really focus in and hone in on delivering the message to those people that are in the inner circle, that have wanted to participate in the rollout of this new platform. And so starting to educate them, bring them up to speed on the nomenclature, the pattern language, the vision and the mission that we're on, and then also the details and the strategy of not only how they can participate, but how they can be successful. And then you'll see us go to the next stage, which is really going live. And, all that's going to be rolled out through a specific sequence of events, over the course of the next upcoming days.
I love it. So the video series, everyone, where we're going, I think, in this next phase is it's like an educational enculturation to understand just a deeper level. Because for me, just as a Ripple maker myself, it took me several hours of deep diving privately with you, privately with Jonathan, with Jim Bunch, with Lisa, and talking just deeply about understanding it. And then once I hit that moment of like education, the light bulbs went off and I was all in. So I think that is what will be happening in a massive way in this next phase ahead. So super excited. Brian, thank you for your time. And I'm excited to roll out this video series with you and your leaders.
No, definitely appreciate everything that you're doing, Mark, and for everyone that's listening in and participating in the rollout of Rippln. We definitely appreciate all the time, energy, the effort, and for those people that have a lot of faith and see what we see and believe what we believe and understand the spirit of what we're doing. I can tell you our commitment is to do 100% whatever it takes. So
Love it.
thanks for having me on, and look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.